Well, hello indie people, how are you doing? And welcome to day 2 of World Autism Awareness Week. So from the title down below, we're going to be talking about autism and stimming today. Basically, I'm just going to talk about what stimming is, the different types of stims that there are, and try to talk through some of the misconceptions of stimming and just talk about stimming in general. But if you want to learn more about autism, then consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and also hitting the notification bell because I'm making a video a day this week. And if you missed yesterday's video, don't worry about it. I've made a playlist and it's going to be at the top of the description box down below, and this is where all of my World Autism Awareness Week videos are going to be. So anyway, you might be asking yourself, Andy, what is stimming? I've never heard of it before. Well, basically stimming is a slang word for self-stimulatory behaviour. Stimming is basically a way for an autistic person like myself to get the needed sensory input that we need, or to help us calm down in certain situations. And actually, stimming itself is not a purely autism thing. Everyone stims, whether you're on the spectrum or not. Basically, a definition of a stim is any kind of movement that helps someone relax. So whether this is tapping of the foot, I know that was an attractive shot there, tapping a pen, any kind of movement which helps you relax or calm down is classed as a stim. There's no actual medical reason why autistic people stim, or why people in general stim. It's mainly thought that people stim because they like the sensation of a particular movement or whatever they are doing. And sometimes it's actually a way of communicating if they are uncomfortable in a situation or they don't like being in a certain situation. And the variety of stims is practically endless. I've got a list, hang on. You've got visual, you've got auditory, tactile, so touching things, taste, smell, verbal, movement such as rocking, etc. There's so many stims. When autistics stim, it can look a little bit strange, especially if you're new to autism and new to the world of stimming in particular. This is just because the stims are very visual. Sometimes it can appear that we're very excitable, so we'll like flap our hands, for example. I have this thing where I stretch out quite a lot of the time, but it looks a little bit weird and it looks really uncomfortable, but to me it is actually heavenly. It's so nice just to be able to stretch different muscles and stuff. People also question why autistics stim because there's no kind of end product, there's no real reason for doing it. However, it's more to do with the repetitiveness and the sensation that someone feels rather than an end product, because there's no end product with stimming really. It's more to do with the sensation and, you know, helping with certain situations. And sometimes an autistic can stim because of their environment, which is under sensitive, like there's not a lot of senses going around, so they'll stim to actually help themselves be comfortable in that environment. But also people may stim to shut things out, whether this is a lot of sensory information such as lights, people talking, that sort of thing. So that's generally the idea of stimming, but there is a question of, is stimming dangerous? And my answer would be no. The majority of stims are completely harmless. There's no reason to intervene if the person stimming is not in any kind of immediate danger or harm to themselves. However, there are stims which are called self-injurious. Basically what this means is a person has a stim which leads them to injure themselves or another person. So an example of this could be banging their head off a wall, or an autistic person tries to make themselves sick because they like the sensation. Any kind of stim which causes harm to the person or others around them is a time when someone would need to intervene and stop that stim from happening. Even though it may be relaxing, it helps them calm down in certain situations. You know, when it becomes self-injurious, you know, that's the time to actually intervene and stop that stim from happening, but 95 to 99% of the time stims are completely harmless, and there's no reason to worry if someone stims. You know, it may be a way for them to relax or cope in a certain situation or get the sensory input that they feel that they need. Definitely socially, I think people can misunderstand stimming and don't really understand it if someone stims in public. Sometimes parents will make remarks about someone stimming just because they don't understand it themselves or whatever. If someone makes a harmful remark about your child stimming, for example, or your brother who's an adult stims in public, for example, for me the best way to approach this would be to educate them if you can, by saying they're on the autistic spectrum, they do this for this reason or that for that reason. By doing this, you're helping raise an awareness of autism and also helping a random stranger's understanding, and potentially when they face a situation like that where someone else is making comments about someone else, they can actually spread that awareness. And honestly, raising awareness in such a small way can do amazing things. And with that, guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've learned something new about autism, learned about different types of stims and how to potentially handle a situation if it gets out of hand as well. But of course, if you have any questions for me about stimming, just let me know down below. It would be great to have a conversation with you and also try to resolve your query. But for now, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you're brand new. Stay you, stay indie. I hope you have a really good day, and I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new video. See you later, guys.